Hello YouTube, and welcome to part 2 of this battle video between myself with ZekromEelektrik and Bret with his Celebi Virizion Tornadus deck. And from where we last left off, you can see he played Revive on his Regigigas, and he's playing an Oak's New Theory. Now, it looks like he did his regular attachment and his Forest Breath onto Regigigas' turn, which not sure if I really agree with that at the moment. I mean, actually, it seems fine because he has Virizion powered up, and at this point, he really does need a Skyward Bridge or a switch to take the prize this turn, like he wants to. But really looking at it, I think I would have saved the Forest Breath in case he didn't get that. So that way he would have that option to retreat in the next turn. But let's see what he gets. And looks like he's gonna Junk Arm, and I believe he does have a switch in there. Gets rid of a Mewtwo and a Virizion. And is he just showing it me? Yep. He has that switch. I know he has the switch in there. Looks like he'll go for a Leaf Wallop to take an easy prize here. Yep, Leaf Wallop. Send up Zekrom. And once again, he's ahead on prizes by 1. So he's doing good for himself in the prize exchange right now. It's just going to come down to what do I have. And drop a plus power, which that should knock out. Yeah, it does knock out the Virizion this turn, so that's most likely what I'm going for here. And then you have a Junk Arm and a bench of Thundurus. Now, while Thundurus, it might seem a little late in the game for Thundurus, you can see that I don't have any real free retreaters out right now. So say if I were to Dynamotor onto it, I could have a retreater, and with any energy in the discard pile, it would give me decision as to what I'd want to do. But it doesn't look like I do. I don't really remember. I haven't really been getting that lucky with the energies in my discard pile like I would have liked to. I mean, I have the Eels, that's great. I have attackers, that's fine too. Excuse me. But when it comes down to it, these attackers aren't really ready. And that's the thing, you want to keep guys ready to go for the future turns. Let's see. So you got a Junk Arm, a double colorless, and I believe a level ball too, but at this point the level ball's irrelevant because everything's already out on the field. So I'll just Bolt Strike the Virizion for a knockout. Tied up at 3. And it looks like he's putting, let's see, he's thinking about, he's not going to Force Breath onto that, which is definitely the smarter move. He is going to Junk Arm. Probably, I'd say, or a switch or a catcher, depending on. Oh no, it goes with Eviolite, which is that's also fine too, because Regigigas is so big and it's going to take so much effort to take it out that why not? And drops an N, which now that makes the Eviolite play even better because he's getting rid of cards to thin his deck out for when he does use N, because he, just like myself, is going down to 3. Now I know at that point I did have a huge hand, so he's still looking for either an energy to retreat, that Skyward Bridge, and any of those, because all he needs to do is retreat the Celebi to take a prize this turn. I draw my 3, he does 2, and oh, I remember this. This is when, yep, he drew 3 Junipers off that end, which is very bad. It's never a draw you want. off of that, because you use the one, you get rid of the other two, and then that doesn't leave you with any supporters. And with that, he doesn't get to retreat this turn, and I get to live another turn, which gives me an opening to take a prize. Go ahead and Super Rod. Go for a Dynamo, an Electric, and a Zekrom. I mean, at this point, I pretty much have whatever eels I have by now, so it's almost irrelevant. Attach Thunderous, and I end myself. All those Junipers go back in the deck now. I mean, sure, the 3 Junipers in hand was kind of a setback for him, but he had Juniper nonetheless. But then I play my end, and I have the chance of getting rid of any supporter he has, and any real out for next turn for him. But it won't really matter so much because he will have a knockout next turn when he decides to knock out the Zekrom, which I believe that's what he is going to go for the next turn. I level ball to get another Dynamo, so that I have another free retreater out, and to give me some options, and even preserve energy that I have put on the Thunderous. So you can see my board is starting to somewhat develop, but still really no energy presence in the discard pile, unfortunately. Now he brings up Celebi, which, yeah, it doesn't matter, he had the Sky Arrow Bridge anyway, so now he decides to play it, and attaches to Smeargle. Not sure why he's attaching Smeargle, since he has Sky Arrow Bridge, and I don't run any other stadium, so it's a little irrelevant. And I'll go ahead and Juniper, which really strong when you get that with no hand. And this play, yep, that looks like a Raikou EX that I have. This is the turn where I'm basically taking a free Snipe prize, and also in my hand I have no more energy and I have Switch, so I can pretty much win in the next 2 turns if everything goes right. I would snipe I have 2 snipe targets, the Smeargle and the Celebi, so I'll go ahead and Volt Bolt the Celebi. Volt Bolt does 100 damage and you to anything, and you discard all the lightning energy onto it. But he too has a Juniper, so he ended up going good. And we'll see what he decides to do here. He basically needs to do something this turn because I have game in the next turn. We'll just see how it plays out. I see he has a Junk Arm, so he'll most likely be going for a catcher, or most likely a catcher, I would say. Just really thinking over. He had another Junk Arm. I know he was pretty good on Junk Arms this game, since I know he used only one, and now late in the game, now the Junk Arms are out. That's definitely when you're at somewhat of an advantage. So he'll drop a plus power and Junk Arm, and yep, pretty much the worst thing that could have possibly happened for me just happened. He's going to be taking out my Eel, and he's going to pretty much be taking away my win condition for the turn. Plays a random receiver, I think. Yep, plays a random receiver. Going to grab himself a supporter, and there aren't any. But, I mean, if memory serves right, he has one in hand. He has to. He's got that Juniper. So, that puts more pressure on me to win in the next turn. He's basically taking a prize this turn on my Electric, which is going to hurt. So, I need something. Doesn't look like I get it, though. Attach to Raikou, and this is pretty much where I'm in big trouble, and I basically need to get, I think what I'm going for is a Thunder Fang, which does 30, well in this case 10 because of Eviolite. I flip a coin, and if heads he's paralyzed, and it's like really all I can do. He pretty much took the game away from me just like that. He is paralyzed, but I know he does have a Switch. We'll just, yep, he even top decks the switch. And I know he's got a Juniper ready to go. He's going to draw out his deck, get the junk arm for the catcher, and that will pretty much be game. A little bit of a rough one for me for the first one, but what can you do? I do thank you for watching, and hope you subscribe and stay tuned for all our future videos here at Team Jesters Pokemon.